Well, for the past week or two, I've been praising and lifting Liangelo Ball up, saying he needs more minutes. He's looking like one of the best players on his team, and he's producing, but he's not getting as much as an opportunity as some of the other players on the team. And if you don't want to take my word for it, you can go look at the stats or watch the games for yourself. He looks good on film, and on the stat sheet, he has one of the best plus minuses out there. Going into his last and final Summer League game, he was averaging well over 10 points per game, and he was shooting roughly 50% on three-pointers and from the overall field. Not too bad. When you sit back and understand and look at the circumstance Jello Ball is under, I'd say that he's lived up and exceeded the expectations so far. Nobody thought he was going to join this Summer League team and this Summer League roster and be a valuable player. Everyone thought it was media hype, and yeah, he may score 3 to 4 or maybe 5 points per game, but those same people, including me, couldn't have been any more wrong. I've always thought he was a good basketball player. If you don't think he's good, you're delusional. My only concern going into the Summer League was I didn't know if he'd get an opportunity or a shot to play over 10 minutes per game. I feel like all he needed and all any player needs is one good shot with a good team and a program and really organization that wants him to be a part of them. In his first 3 to 4 Summer League games, I'm sure some of you have seen the videos. If not, all I've been saying is he's playing good and he deserves an opportunity to play more. He's proven he needs more minutes, and he's also putting up good numbers. And Charlotte was 0-4 going into their last game, or 0-3, something like that. So what would it hurt to play Jello Ball the entire game, or at least over 20 minutes? He was putting up 16 points, 8 points, 10 points, and only 10 to 12 and 14 minutes of action. It's not all about the points. There's many things to a great basketball player. However, in the modern day, when you evaluate if a player did good or not, you talk about how many points they scored and their field goal percentage. The points, assists, rebounds, field goal percentage, whatever you want to look at, it will tell you some of the story, but it doesn't tell you everything you need to know. Liangelo's been solid on defense. He runs hard. He's probably the hardest worker on the court at all times, and he's a good spot-up shooter. You're not going to see that stuff in the stat sheet. Is he the best coming off the dribble? Is he going to create his own shot? Is he going to make a lot of plays? No, that's not what you're getting in Liangelo. Yeah, you're going to see that here and there. Not quite like LaMelo though. He's not LaMelo, he's not Lonzo. You can't compare their games. What he is though, and I think this is a legit argument, he's maybe the best shooter in the family. He's always been that way, and he may still be the best shooter. If you're talking about mid-ranges, spot-ups, three-pointers, standstill shots, limitless range, Liangelo's got the upper hand in my opinion. Yesterday, the Hornets and Jello had one less shot and one last game, and it was extremely bad. It was bad for the Hornets, and it was even worse for Jello. I'm going to be 100% honest. You know how I am on this channel. You know how I rock. I'm going to praise players when they do good, and when they do bad, I'm going to criticize them. If you're a favorite player of mine and you're a great person and all that, it doesn't matter. If you play bad, I'm letting you know about it. What I'm about to say, I don't even think it's a hot take. Liangelo Ball, he straight up ruined his chances after what he did last night. His chances of making the final roster spot, the G League team, signing a two-way contract, anything like that, it's not completely over. There's still a chance. It got a little slimmer though. If you don't want to say it didn't hurt his chances or case, that's fine, but we can all agree it didn't help his case at all. All he had to do was go out there and have yet again another mediocre performance, average game, and I think he'd be in a better position than what he currently is. If you didn't see this game, I'm going to let you know up front, don't even go look up highlights or anything. You miss nothing. To say it was a beatdown, bad, bloodbath, ugly performance would be an understatement. It was worse than all of that combined. I know what some of you may be thinking. Are you talking about the Hornets' performance, or are you talking about Liangelo Ball? I'm talking about both. Before I go on my mini rants about how terrible Liangelo Ball played, I want to get this out of the way first. Out of every Summer League game Jello played, this was by far his worst, and out of 4 or 5 games, I can't remember how many they played, he only had one bad one. That is a good sign. Like I've already said though, this one stuck out, and it's going to stick out a lot more than other games because unfortunately it's his last one. This game was what I wanted to see exactly. Liangelo playing more minutes and his teammates passing him the ball more and him getting more looks. He got all of that. The shots, they didn't go in though. How do I say this nicely? Liangelo Ball couldn't have thrown it in a ocean last night. It was clank after clank after clank after clank, and all the shots, they weren't terribly off, but they were off slightly. He didn't look comfortable at all out there, which was extremely odd to me. In his first 3 games, he looked like he was part of the team, and this one, he didn't. He was getting many open looks. He just missed all of them. In his previous 4 games, I was saying the argument of how he wasn't playing a lot, and it's hard to get in rhythm. In this game, you can't say that. He played 22 minutes off the bench. 22 minutes, especially off the bench, is a lot, and that's enough to get into the flow of the offense. He tied everybody for the most shots on the team. He shot 13 shots. He only made 3. Therefore, he went 3 for 13. Not good. The worst part is that on the 3-point line, he went 0 for 5. To go along with that, he had a marvelous 1 rebound, 0 assists, and 0 fouls, and finished with 6 points. The 3 shots he did make were relatively easy. 2 of them were layups, and 1 was a sky hook that somehow went in. You take away those easy and open layups, he really went 1 for 11. If you don't watch a game and you only look at the box score, it's not going to tell you everything, and it can lie. In this one though, it doesn't lie. The box score about Liangelo was right. You look at the box score and say, dang, he had a bad game. And if you watched it on TV, you also know he had a bad game. Just because a player has a off night shooting the basketball, it doesn't always mean they had a bad game. In most cases though, it does. What I mean by that, and if you're a hooper, you're gonna relate to what I'm about to say. Basketball is a game of confidence and mentality, and if you're not making shots, it's going to carry over to your defense and other aspects in the game. If you're hitting shots, making good passes, and getting involved with the flow of the game, you're going to be more amped up on defense, and you're going to be amped up on every possession. Therefore, you're going to play better. You guys know how it goes. I don't have to explain too much. If you're doing good on offense or defense, it translates over to every other aspect of your game. Jello was still hustling, running up and down the floor hard, but that's not what's going to win you games. You got to shoot the ball, score, and make plays, and he failed to do that last night. I do want to address this because I know it's going to be brought up in the comment section. Some people feel like it doesn't matter what happened in this previous game because the team and organization, they've already made up their minds. I would agree with that and say that's more than likely right. It didn't matter what happened last night. They've already made their final decision with Liangelo. But however, at the same time, I know some of them in the front office watched that game and was like, you know what? Maybe this guy isn't that good. I'm not saying that happened. I'm saying it could have happened. Maybe they had their decision on Liangelo set in stone no matter what happened in that game unless it was really bad. They watched the game and they're like, hold on, we need to reevaluate this. You have to try to look at things from every aspect, and at the same time, they could have watched it and viewed it as, oh, it's one bad game. He's been playing great. It doesn't matter. Everyone's going to have bad nights. We're not in the organization. We don't know how it's going. They could have chalked this up as a big deal, or they could have chalked it up as a not so big deal. Regardless of how you feel about this situation, we don't know what's going on. What we can agree on is that this is very interesting. I'm very curious. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about Liangelo Ball. Did he do enough and prove enough to be on the Charlotte Hornets roster? Not the G League, but the official NBA roster. In my opinion, my humble opinion, I think yes. And if he doesn't get a chance on this team, I think he's proven he deserves a spot on a team for a 1-year deal, sign the minimum contract. See if he can come on your team, be a 9th or 10th man, and just be a guy who spots up and shoots corner threes. He's a good shooter. He can do that. Don't get it twisted. He's not going to change a franchise. He's not going to be an MVP or All-Star, and he's not going to be a guy that's going to average 15 per game. What he will do is maybe you need some big shots or free throws. He can do that. He deserves a shot. He's been through a lot. He's remained humbled, kept grinding. I admire that about him so much. He's been going through so much, people hating on him. He's had a rough time. He stayed in his grind, just continue to work hard. You gotta respect it. Even if you don't like him as a person, you have to respect the grind. He seems like a really cool dude, gets a lot of unwarranted hate, and I think he'd be fine in a locker room. He's not gonna start up a bunch of problems. And oh yeah, we can't forget to mention, he's gonna help you sell some tickets. 3 years ago, who in their right mind would want to go see the Charlotte Hornets play a basketball game? And now you got people dying to see Liangelo in an NBA Summer League. It's crazy. It's complete madness. I'm all here for it. It's entertaining. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section. With all that being said, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you're new to the channel, what are you doing? Join the family. Hit that subscribe button and leave a like for more. And as always, let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.